And there's a fire truck right on cue.
I can't hear it actually, but I'm sure. I'm
Oh,
sure
it just made one honk and then drove off.
okay. You live in a very high fire area.
Um, you wouldn't know it. It's not like I see flames billowing out of the nearby apartment buildings, but apparently. So this is in magic phase, right? Like
Yes. Yeah. And so
this
in
was
the,
sneaking and something cloud trapezed in and the whole thing went off.
I think that some of these guys had gatestone. There
Oh,
was a.
oh, that's
I
right.
think. I mean, these guys do all have stealth. So I don't actually know how many of them. No, they do. I think everything in this army has stealth except for maybe like a gelatinous cube. But there was a gatestone that occurred, so I'm not sure.
And I guess that cube came via the gate stone with who knows what
Yeah,
else.
I don't know what here is.
Oh, can you press C and turn the colors on?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so right out the gate, this is a really important battle, a really important thing. So this little rainbow stuff out here is Fey Fascination, and Fey Fascination basically is a hard MR negates one turn stun. Now it's not a one turn stun doesn't really do anything. Like in fact, having your guys stay in the back is kind of nice. But what it does do is, as you see, a lot of these people are gray. What it does do is it interrupts any casting that might be done. So these astral mages are really relying on their, I guess, big
Well, the
battle
comp
spells to
slaves
go.
are
Yeah,
they've done their thing.
the
Doesn't
comp
matter if
slaves
they
don't
get
care.
stunned.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a pretty. It's actually it was pretty fast. But I see they got arrow fend off, right? No. Wait, who's is that? Whose arrows fend
No,
is that?
that's Aryu casting Arrowfend, I think.
Never mind. Sorry. So area got their end of. So what did Ind get off?
Int got anti magic up, but it still wasn't enough to prevent a lot of
Plus
stunning.
plus five. Is it plus five really? Plus
I
plus five.
no no I think that's a bit of a bless from a
Oh
throne or
yeah, that's right.
something.
It's all bugged. It's called magic bonus, right? There is a okay. So Aryu has got they've got air shield and mist form off, so that is pretty good. I mean, Ind has a lot of magic weapons. In fact, I think almost everything Ind is using in the weapons department is magic. So not
But
a
okay,
huge
hang on.
deal.
So let's talk about what just happened.
Yeah,
So they both put up Howl. That's not going to matter. They'll
yeah,
cancel out. Darkness is huge for Aryu because they've got a lot of bugs where it doesn't matter, and they've got a lot of undead. A lot of those are long dead sacreds, and they're sort of
yeah.
special elves with spirit sight.
They're super
And
elves.
in stuff
Yeah.
almost universally is going to take a -6 penalty to attack and defense here, except for these angels, which they're counter thug angels. Really, they are not designed to stand in the like waist deep in bugs and
Yeah,
absorb enemy spells.
yeah,
And sadly, they have jumped in quite early in this fight rather than waiting the full 5 turns. um, they're going to get annihilated by just close range, air
yeah,
spells
yeah.
or elites hitting them while they get bugged.
These guys don't. Well, they have no poison resist. They literally will just die to bugs. The bugs always do at least one damage, so they're gonna die to poison. Um, and yeah, they don't.
I think Ind is casting that the broad poison resistance spell, so they may pick it up at some point. Maybe they'll be dead
I
before it
don't.
goes
No,
off.
it didn't go off. Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
maybe it goes off later in the battle.
yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so they got stunned. So yeah, having zero defense, then getting eaten by. Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah,
mean, a lightning bolt wouldn't have mattered. Wouldn't have mattered. They just ate a thunder
it
strike.
doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of scary elf stuff around here
Yeah.
and mages. You can't just throw a counter thug into the back
Yeah.
line, stand near the mages but not hit them and expect it
Yeah.
to live.
So this army is still here, and the area armies just walked forward. A lot of the bugs are just fighting the counter thugs. We've got some air elementals sitting
Yeah.
around. We still have these swarm versus swarm things. We've got so the archers are
And
shooting at these
note
guys.
that the air use pretty much all the area units have good shields and they are all arrow fended. So Ints put a lot of money and a good chunk of this army is flaming arrow expos, but they're not doing anything
Okay,
because they've
so
been pretty hard and darkness, so their arrows are flying
yeah,
all over the place.
yeah. So
So
servant's
that
blessing
that
is
whole
going
that
off.
whole sort of strategy that Int has to do damage is
Oh
probably
wow,
not
I didn't know darkness was
contributing.
minus. I had forgotten that darkness was -6. I thought darkness was
Hmm.
cave darkness effect.
Nope.
-6. Oh, it's
Solar eclipse is -3.
yeah.
Darkness itself is -6.
That's I always forget why darkness costs 4 death gems, and
Yep.
yeah, it's because
Because
yeah,
it
you just can't
turns
win.
off the troops. Yep.
8 attack with 22 damage. You'll never hit an elf. Like it. Yeah, they're just not gonna hit anything ever. Okay. So sorry. Yeah. So yeah, they're just
unless
not.
unless they fully surround an air elemental or something.
Yes, these guys are just never going to hit anything.
And a lot of them are stunned this turn too. Yeah.
Yeah, but the stun, I mean, they basically just stood in the back, right? And now I think the Fey Fascinations are. Oh, I love how they all just stand still for a second. But it's not like the elves are tearing them apart, right? I mean, the army is still back here, right?
Right.
It's just mostly
Yeah.
chaff and Hobergs and this scout with 2 experience who's
The
dying.
problem I'm seeing is that Ind doesn't have any way to deal damage. The Expos are
Yeah.
getting countered by Aerofen and Darkness. The troops are high strength but getting countered by Darkness. The mages don't have any relevant spells to cast. I think we saw a couple of Earth Melds or something, which
So
I
yeah,
guess
they
are
have
good
a
with the troops, but that's not enough to hold down an
yeah
army of bugs and elves and all kinds of stuff.
they have these 17
There's
MR.
there's only maybe like 2 or 3 Earth Meld casters from what I can see, and I don't even know that I'm seeing any melds at this point. Yeah, I just didn't see Ind casting a lot of spells that mattered. I know we saw Will of the Fates get interrupted, which would have quadrupled the survivability of stuff.
Yeah.
I think we could look at the battle report, but I'm not sure even with quadruple survivability, Ind necessarily goes out and kills area units.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. What do astral mages do? Like versus. I mean, the thing about astral mages is it's so easy to just bait them on wolves and random chaff. Banishing long dead and stuff.
Well, let's look at the battle report.
Let's look at the battle report. Even though it was a magic face battle, it was like 5th on our report. Yeah, that was like incredible gross overkill. Like I think that Eru just brought an individual answer to every single thing that Ind had, and then on top of that brought the stun, which just sort of added a layer of overkill to everything. But that was just brutal, absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that's a big army to just lose outright with basically no losses.
Did Eru miss anything they would have had? Like, were there any big battle spells they didn't get off that would have mattered? Did they get Will of the Fates off?
No, Will of the Fates did not go off.
Okay, so that was probably the thing they missed, which would have helped.
Yeah,
But
and
that
if
that's
you're
just still
if you're facing something like Faith Fascination,
you know
the way to counter it is by scripting the same mage to cast Will of the Fates like 4 times, and he has enough pearls to do it once.
yeah
And so, like if he gets interrupted the first time, well, he'll try it again. He'll try it again. He'll try it again.
yeah
But I don't think Ind did that.
yeah no. I think Fey Fascination is a pretty crazy spell.
It's a very strong spell.
It's a good
I'm,
spell. Yeah.
I think Arius still would have won the battle handily without it, but it really sort of made it a lossless battle.
Yeah, you see that like those guys, like those troops are still never going to hit the Unseelie Riders, right? It just wasn't going to happen, or the Long Dead Fomorians. It wouldn't
20
really
defense versus like 9 attack.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. The 2 per square unmounted. Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah, I'm just wondering what I hate to interrupt the thrilling Angel versus Long Dead stack gameplay, but I'm just wondering like what is In's sort of overall game plan? Like he made a bunch of lions, he's got a bunch of S1H2s, he's got a few like FSE calf mages that can sort of leverage that, but I'm not seeing sort of a coherent battle strategy come out from Ind right now.
So End is very resistant to the sort of SC game, like built their entire strategy around the anti-SC gameplay that they've been seeing, right? Giant Astral Communion and anti-thugs will kill any super combatant, right? Because
right,
yeah. But it doesn't have an answer to just a whole bunch of good stuff that is really good at killing lots of units, right? Good battle summons, powerful troops, good area deny, right? Like broad range of paths, which is what area is really good at. Really broad range of paths. Deny. The addition of death in DE makes them a really huge force, right? As I think was well demonstrated in that battle. Mm-hmm. So here's
that
an
one's
interesting
interesting.
Battle. Yeah. So I know we were talking about this a few turns ago, or maybe it was last turn. I don't remember.
This is Niel himself, the pretender god of Eru, a transformed egg, I think it was, or no, a transformed
no,
human,
it's a Winter Mage. What is that big AOE? But yeah, so these guys, what does he have? Regen? Yeah, regen and a lot of protection.
Oh, I mean, he's getting hit pretty hard though. Ooh.
Yeah, so Ind has this really good anti-SC strategy. So even without any mage support, this guy, he's no shield. He has no shield. Okay,
Ugh.
This is kind of Aryu's fault. You know,
Yeah, with
for
a mind shield or something, this would have been a very
and
different
any
fight.
literally a black steel tower shield, like anything to get
Well, his
the
defense is
defensive.
0. I don't know if a black steel tower shield would have done a lot.
Well, he only has 17 harass penalty, but okay, a
Oh,
vine
he's not
shield
doing
or
well.
a mind shield or an
Oh,
eye
but they're
shield.
routing.
Yeah, so he went down to 5
Ooh,
HP, and
ooh,
just at the last minute, he got away. That's crazy.
wow.
What is that?
What is that?
I don't know. Like, I don't see anything in the thing. Anyway, no idea.
It's Nefgul. Is that his,
Oh, is it
Has he
Nefgul?
got the
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Nefgul item?
Okay, yeah, that's the Nefgul item. Okay. So
And
yeah,
why is
the interest-
Nefgul... What exactly is Nefgul casting that's doing that?
it's a spell. The spell is called Nefgul. Um, okay, wait. I guess we should take a second. Well, no, fuck. I'll put it in later.
Okay.
I'll put it on the screen. So yeah, like a number of just raids here from Aryu. I think what Aryu is trying to do is trying to cut off In's retreat path. Oh my god, what is this? This is actually fine. Actually, I like two hands that just normal magic staffs are actually pretty good because they just have good stats and you get good damage.
Yeah, especially if
But
this was Magic Phase, he knew there wouldn't be anything meaningful in this province.
Exactly.
So,
Anyway, so
you know,
manages to take
good
that
budget
out.
thug.
Very good budget thug. So this guy, this guy recently got off his fight with his chest wound and his eye loss from man. So he decides he's going to try to take a little bit of a softer target. And that softer target is the Anakai of Love and War, Yugo Ishtar herself. And Yugo Ishtar does not have 20% regeneration and 200
let's look at her items. Look at her items for a second.
Yeah, okay, let's take a look at this. So
So she's got a frost brand, and her only source of damage is a frost brand and some of these random low damage attacks.
I mean, I think
this is not gonna. It's just not gonna cut it against sort of a 30 armored, counter thug or counter.
Yeah, well,
FC
this was
like
So this was magic phased on, and this was clearly like to kill indies, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. This is a well designed counter thug.
And Urk did not sort of put out the PD or other sort of blockers to
or
magic
scripted his
phase
god
blockers,
to retreat.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was
that
was
kills
fun.
the god. That's big.
That does. Let's see what else do we have here.
So that'll put a big dent in Urk's invasion.
All right, so
But not
Pythium
stop
also
it.
magic phase. Uruk also magic phase their god, which also has a frost brand on it.
You mean Pythium?
Sorry, Pythium. Now Pythium. You cannot use the excuse that this frost brand is for. Sorry, you cannot use the excuse this time that this frost brand is for cold resist because we know it's not. This thing has 25 cold resist out the back, but I guess the frost brand is fine, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's it fighting here?
It's fighting that big Urstack.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean Frostbrand. It's just worse than Firebrand.
I mean, also you need shields when you're going up against like a huge army and trying to SC.
Well, no, because it has the Phoenix Pyre, right, and it has a bunch of reinvig. So I think it's assuming that it's basically just gonna reinvig tank. It really depends on the scripts, right? Because if those mages all like cast Solar Rays or Soul Slay, this thing would die very quickly.
Right.
Because it's not mindless or anything. Oh, what
I
is
mean,
this
I
map?
think it needs a vine shield or something, or some
A
sort
Vine
of
Shield would be
mind
good.
shield.
It's clearly expecting to be able to go to turn, right? But surprisingly, yeah. So it's actually surrounded by these guys who actually have 35 armor to getting poison, which actually will get through. Oh well, 30. Okay, so it's still gonna do. You're actually still gonna poison this guy. Oh,
Okay, so he popped once.
He showed up in here. Okay, but now he's in the range of what's being cast here. Mind burn. Come on, guys. Mind burn. Really?
Word of Thorns, I think that is.
Yeah. Oh, there's smite too. So this little animation is the mind burn, and then what is that? That's solar rays. Okay, that's just the kill and dead spell.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that you can very easily kill this thing too quickly for it only has 2 net reinvig and it just gets stunned all the time. Yeah, so that is what we call it's a god for god trade. And this is not a god. Despite the fact that this looks like a very good god, it is not. So wow, yeah. I mean, in Magic phase, we already have way more than happened anywhere else. Just in Magic
We
phase. So I
have
guess we
two
can look.
gods and probably one of the largest armies on the
Yeah,
board wiped out.
yeah. So this fight was here. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So In did have a retreat path to here. Um, oh, I see. Okay. So here's an interesting thing where Ind actually Eru actually trapezed here. So because this battle happened in Magic Phase and Eru took this province in Magic Phase, anything that would retreat here has nowhere to retreat to.
Oh, so everything died.
Unless it might have retreated.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
this.
everything died. Everything
Oh,
in that
let's
battle
look at
died.
that battle report again.
I mean, almost
I,
everything died anyway. But
yeah,
so wait,
but
what actually got away? I guess it doesn't really matter. What? Yeah, a few soldier priests were the only thing that ran
one
away,
of the
and
Magus
as far as I'm
Supremes. Yeah.
aware, yeah, as far as I'm aware, everything is dead because this battle happened. As you see, this battle happens, and it has no those guys in it. But I want to say didn't the Eric god? I thought the Eru god basically retreated then fought again.
It did. It retreated to the cave province and fought again.
Right. Okay. So this god fought here, and then retreated, and then it retreated here,
In normal
and
phase,
then
the
normal
the
phase.
army kept pushing into it.
Yes, and then just died. Yeah.
Yep.
So battle here, retreat, battle here, fought it. So the same two armies fought twice, but it it managed to live. So does it start at really low health at the beginning? Does it have to like cast regen? It is in darkness. That's very helpful.
No, I guess it healed.
Oh,
Oh,
how does it
maybe
heal?
it regened as it was running off the field of the last battle.
Oh yeah, I think after a battle ends, you like get a bunch of ticks, and that's
Yeah,
probably what the yeah
yeah. There just aren't enough soldier priests left to beat it,
yeah
even though
not
it does
enough
not have a
soldier
shield.
pieces. Yeah.
I think we saw
Yeah,
several
so
times
there.
this turn the importance of a shield on an SC.
Yeah, shields. You should get shields. Anyway, so I mean, I would say Ind is still clearly has lots of mages left because they still have like a pretty high research slope.
That's actually a little concerning. Like, why aren't those mages out, preventing catastrophic losses in battles by
I mean,
participating?
would 40 more astral mages have really turned that
Yeah, yeah,
around?
they could have. Well, I don't know. There must have been some. I mean, hopefully, Int has
I
some mages other than
I think
S1H2s, or
I'm
he's pretty dead
surprised.
anyway.
Yeah, I think if they had all been scripted for like mind control, I think you could have basically stolen the Unseelie Riders. Right? That would have been the play. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Anything else happening on this front? So this war is still hot, right?
Yes.
We've got a transformed eagle. Is this like a guy? Okay, I see. So this is a Theurg, an arch Theurg, making elementals. So that's fun. Um, we got. Oh, did this army do anything? Let's see. Can we watch this army?
I think Pythium is trying to retreat.
Pythium attacked Argocephalus. What was defeated? I guess we should watch this battle.
I think that was. They all popped out and ran for it.
Oh right. Okay. So they're just. So this is the army. Are they all on? Oh right. Okay. They're all on
They're
retreat.
all on
Okay, that
retreat.
makes
Yep.
sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
fight that Colossus either.
What is Rhodes? Yeah, okay. So this is the. Oh, okay. So Rhodes calls has been upgraded from the I Vengeance thing to the Summit. I think that's a reasonable upgrade, I would say. Though maybe I would have gotten rid of Ember because it already has Shockwave. I don't know. Maybe.
It's hard
Maybe.
because with an SC you really want to, or a thug, you really want to build it to counter whatever it's up against. So it's hard to just in a vacuum say whether a given build is good or not.
What is Astral Tempest?
Astral Tempest is, I think it hits the whole field with like 1 AN damage periodically,
Interesting.
or like a fraction of the whole field, and then but I think it does not
Okay.
hit mindless units.
So it looks like Arco got into his fort, so that makes sense. And then Pythium has sort of rejiggered its army here. It's not a very strong army.
So there wasn't much chance of a Pythium throne rush, before this, but I think Arco taking this
No.
throne really seals the deal.
Yeah, no, they did need that throne. Then Arco has another army over here. Ooh, what is that? They seem to have lost a lot of guys. So another
Thing.
cave battle. A lot of cave battles this turn. Was this an earthquake thing?
I think so. This is
Where's
Pythium PD, and there's a mage in the back with
see
suspiciously floating. Yeah.
see this is how you do an earthquake rush, people. You get a gnome and you give him boots and a flying carpet. Yep. Yeah, that
And
was pretty
then
good.
yeah, there go the Arco mages.
Actually, I was thinking you can use earthquake in the same way as you can use stun because it'll interrupt or kill those mages, right? They're not going anywhere, and they're gonna die to earthquake like everything else. I don't think they were ethereal, were they? Or maybe they were. I'm not sure. Okay,
Doesn't
so we lost some astrologers, some mystics. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. These guys looks like they mostly got away. Well, maybe not. No, well, I don't know. Maybe they got back in the fort.
Yeah, they must have
Hard to
retreated into
say.
the fort.
Yeah. So this army survives. Uruk's army continues its march on after taking very few losses here. It continues its march. I guess it's going to try to step on this fort this turn, and maybe then go
And I
for.
think, if we actually just for a second, think about that army trying to storm the fort with that earthquake mage presumably still inside. I think that it looks kind of bad for Arco, but if they know the earthquake's coming, they can cast like ethereal luck and cheat fate on every square of their mages. They sort of script every third
Yeah.
mage for one of those, and that should take
Yeah, they
most
get
of the wind out of the sails.
yeah they get one round to do that. So,
2 rounds, I think. Maybe even 3 if they're doing summon earth power first.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
earthquake's 250% or maybe 225 in terms of time to cast.
I do not remember. I do not remember.
It's pretty slow for good reason.
We've got. Let's see. We got a harbinger.
That said,
Yeah, I think it's
Rhodes
basically-
called. Rhodes called could cast it, turn 1 because he's an innate caster.
Oh, yes.
That
Innate
could be very
casters.
spicy.
Overpowered. Let's see. What's Armor up to these days?
Well, he
Is
had a
this a
stack
spicy
blown up by
battle?
an angel.
Okay, Pythium is really great at killing all but one skeleton and running away. They particularly skilled at that endeavor. Yeah, it looks like Armor isn't doing anything. Alm isn't really doing anything. Man is just at some point Man is going to get attacked, but I think Aryu is basically too busy to go attack him.
Pythium.
Sorry. Yes.
I
Pythium is
swear
too
you
busy.
just make up nation names.
I do just make up nation names.
Yeah, man has taken heavy losses, but they've got a lot of troops and they're still kind of pressing ahead, and there's just too many things Pythium has to deal with.
Yeah. I imagine this army is about to receive if I had to guess, this army will receive a Harbinger this turn. But let's
Or
see.
Boread.
Play our favorite game. What is the god using?
Oh.
Okay. A damaged Great Sword of Sharpness.
I mean, this is a construction 2 weapon. I feel like maybe there's a chance to upgrade, but it's a big improvement over the Thunder Whip.
Yeah, I would say maybe a shield. Actually, it has pretty low strength. I would say maybe a sword and a shield here, right? You use a Great Sword of Sharpness when you don't have it. Well, yeah.
You use it when you're poor and you just want a heavy hitting counter bug.
Yeah.
I
would suggest any sword and a shield here for our good friend.
Maybe any armor piercing weapon and a shield would be my choice.
But I would really hope that they have like I think they have all they would need is construction 5 to cast the DE small AoE armor piercing item. But
that's good.
Man is kind of behind in the research, so.
But I'm glad they've switched out their god. I think that god will actually kill a Boread if it is stuck in melee with it.
Yes, it probably will because it's really overpowered with that Void Shield effect.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's basically it.
That's
about this turn.
Big turn.
All right, big turn. Yeah, these turns are all big now that the world is at war.
Mm-hmm. It's funny how that works.
I guess if you just live next to a fire station, they'll go to anything, right? They go to car crashes and stuff, right?
Yeah, true.
Oh, I think I heard it for a very small moment there, but we'll have to.
Yeah, there it goes.
No, wow.
Play some sirens for the fall of Ind. Ind could use a few fire trucks, I think, right now.
Yes, as Arius sings them the song of their people.